Seize the day, make it your moment, go on and own it, fly away. You gotta take it if you say you can make it, you're the king of the castle.
Hey, this is Amar, and I'm at CHHA 1610 AM. EPA!
Yeah. You're the king of the castle. AMAR.
Music it's something that's always been kind of like a passion on the side. I actually started with acting, and I really got into acting, but after that I went and I signed up with an agency and it turned out to be like a scam or something, and I lost so much money with that and went to so many studios, lost money, until I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this into my own hands. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna start writing.
Success in his side, underrated, overhated, unrelated, but in his head he's thinking that he made it.
What really started me writing was my best friend who passed away like a while back. We started with poetry, and like there are times where we used to talk to each other just in like poems back and forth. And then one day, like when I moved here, it was my best friend in Kenya. He sent me an email and he was like, "This is your poem/song." And I was confused. I was like, how can a poem be a song at the same time? He's like, just throw a backdrop beat on it and start kind of rapping on it. And I was like, no ways, this actually works. And everyone was like, okay, that got flow. And that's what kind of got me into it. You know, it's like, there's a lot of times like, I spend a lot of my time in sick kids hospital. And it's just like, when you go there and you say like, you just start rapping to some of the people who love hip hop, and you see the smiles on their faces and you're like, you know what, this is why I do it. And so that's what really inspired me.
Search for perfection. Another lecture from his mom, grips it tight in his arm, says it won't be long, this your song. You gotta seize the day, make it your moment.
I released a mixtape in November called Condemned, and this is the song that's meant to get like the mainstream crowd. You know what I mean? I realized that a huge part of making music, if you actually want to make it, unfortunately, it's playing to the mainstream audience. You got to know what your audience want, right? And so when I wrote this, I heard the song and I was like, how do I take this and still incorporate some sort of meaning? So when I wrote it, I was like, if you listen, like some of the words are, his foundation is sand, his fan nation is his friends, right? So it's like my biggest fan nation, whenever I used to perform, was just my friends. And then I used to think like, I wonder if they're doing it because they're my friends or because they enjoy my music, right? And at the same time, the last one is like, the second one goes, she builds walls every time he doesn't call. He still falls with a glance sitting at the mall bench. So it's like taking it to everyday people. Like talking about that girl like who builds a wall when you're trying to talk to her, like when she's broken her heart or something like that. But at the same time, it's like inspiring. Like I told my little bro one day, his closet will be custom tailored. I'm gonna make it to that point, you know? So it's like, you're the king of the castle. You're the only one that defines what your limits are. It's kind of where it came from.
We won't, at least I do, and the whisper in my ear tells me.
I actually came with my whole family, so we came 8 years. I have an older brother, he's 2 years older than me, and a younger brother who's 6 years younger. And we came with my mom and dad, and I don't know, like one of the biggest things I want to do is with my music, I want to help people who've come to Canada as well. You know, I learned like when we came here, you know, like even if you come with $1 million Kenyan shillings, you come here and it's suddenly like $200,000, not even, you know what I mean? And my whole music, I funded myself. I worked, I saved up. You know, when everyone was going out, I was like, you know, I'm not gonna go out tonight, you know, whatever. You know, they'd make fun of me for a week or something, but once I dropped it, they were like, we understand why you did it, you know? So it was worth it.
With a kiss, with a touch, caress.
My family, I don't know, I'll be honest, my family had that traditional go to school, keep this as a plan B thing, right? And I don't blame it. Like, I respect my mom for that. She was always looking out for me, you know? My dad was the one who was kind of like, just do it, just do it. Like his father was into acting as well, right? And my dad actually used to make, you know those records, the vinyl records? My dad used to cut them out and put like the songs on them. So like he always had this passion for music as well. So he was like, yeah, just do it. But my mom was like, you know, make sure you have enough money for the textbooks. I was like, no, don't worry. Like, I don't need to read that. I'll be fine. So it's like, now my mom, like every day she's like, you know what? Every day I pray for you. She's like, I know you're gonna go somewhere. So like now, my little brother, I mean, like I come home and I hear him playing my music and he doesn't know I'm coming home. So it's like, you know, that's encouraging from them. Same with my big bro too. My big bro got me my hat and a shirt I almost always wear when I perform.
Every time you hear this, you remember me.
I started to get into producing, but that's a whole nother learning. And I told myself I want to learn first the writing, then the flow, and now I'm working on like the singing, right? But my influences are my life, my everyday situations. You know what I mean? A huge portion is other people's lives. Like when I have conversations with someone, they're like, this and this happens, or this and this happened, you know? I still feel like I'm too young to describe anything about like love or struggles or anything, but irrespective, we all go through it every day. Like, I learned one thing that scares me is that younger people are growing older faster, right? So it's like even the experiences I've experienced are probably more than someone who was my age a while back. But like musical influences, a huge portion is Kanye West.
They always used to tell me carpe diem, return to my friends.
Probably my quote, like right now what I'm trying to live by, is no regrets. That's it, 2 words, it's simple. I know it's cliche, but I mean like I've lost so much trying to gain where I am, but I always focus on that. I've lost this, but I've gained so much. I mean like even the opportunity to be here, right? It's like trying to focus on every positive thing that's happened. You can find everything on amarsmusic.com, AMARS music.com, and a friend of mine built that website, Jimmy. Best way to hit me up is my Facebook page. You can get all of that at the website, so that's where to find me.
She builds walls every time they don't call. He's still
people that I shout out to, or they know who they are. I don't have to mention them by name, you know. It's the people that I text every day.
Custom tailored, his fake favorite, the people's favorite. His dad was hated, promised that he'd make it. So those that judge him by his status should take progression, lost his affection on the search for perfection. Another lecture from his mom, grips her tight in his arms, says it won't be long, this your song. You gotta seize the day, make it your moment, Sometimes you just gotta fly. You gotta take